Paul Lapis here with Remax Hallmark here in Toronto, and I'm back this week with another market update. And this week I want to talk about two things. One is the Bank of Canada announcement, and the second one is the new mortgage rules. So for the Bank of Canada announcement last week, really to no one's surprise, there was no change. They have left the overnight lending rate at 5%. However, the language is starting to change. So Tiff Macklem, the governor of the Bank of Canada, when asked if there was potential rate cuts coming in June, he did not shut that door. And that's been a big shift over the last year, is that, there's been no talk from him regarding, or not answering any of the questions regarding potential rate cuts, as he wanted to see what was going to happen with inflation. But we're now starting to see weakening signs in the Canadian economy, everything from higher business insolvencies to the numbers for unemployment that were just released last month, up 0.3%, and we're hitting over 6% unemployment in Canada for the first time since 2017. So amidst the kind of signs of a weakening economy, there's likely rate cuts to come. However, the biggest concern at this point now is that the CPI data was released for the US and they are reaccelerating. So it's not likely we're going to see rate cuts come from the US this year, or there's less of a chance. And so Canada will have to make a decision whether or not to diverge from what the US and the Federal Reserve is going to do. And if they do decide to cut before the Federal Reserve, that could have major impacts on our currency, as international monies could flood to the US for take advantage of the higher interest rates and could have impacts on our commodity prices. So that'll be something to watch. It's something that the Bank of Canada and Tiff Macklem are considering when they come to the June announcement as to what is needed for the Canadian economy and what impacts this will have on our currency. The second announcement is the mortgage rules. So the new mortgage rule for coming into effect August 1st is for first-time homebuyers purchasing new construction with an insured mortgage. So this is to help, really the idea of it, the policy was to help construction begin again. Construction for new homes and condos has really slowed with these high interest rates and with the receding demand, and also the complaints of first-time homebuyers having challenges getting into the market in these high prices and this unaffordable market. So these rules came into effect, but how many people is this actually going to impact? Well, first-time home buyers only make up about 43% of all home buyers, and insured mortgages only make up about 18% of all mortgages. So of that, how many of those insured mortgages are first-time home buyers buying for their principal resident and at that time buying new construction? Well, we're talking probably about maybe 2% of the market. So yes, it makes a great policy, great headlines, and it's a good talking point for our government, but really it impacts such a small group that it's likely not going to have any material impact on demand and or prices in the near future. For more questions on these topics, feel free to reach out, leave comments. I'm always happy to clarify and talk more.